Welcome to the Daily Encouragement with Utley's. A show going to be about people who overcame great obstacles
and people that are doing great things in the communities.
Hope you enjoy.
562027, that the defendant shall serve a term of 3 years, which is the minimum on count 1 of that. As to count 2, in that case, felonious assault, a felony of the 2nd degree, it is ordered that the defendant shall serve a term of 2 years in prison on that count. As to count 3 of that case, the robbery, which is also a felony of the 2nd degree, the court orders that the defendant shall serve a term of 2 years on that count.
The opportunities that were lost, I would just say that he lost them.
How you doing, Mr. Green?
Good. I'm Ron Green, Chief Professional Officer for Boys and Girls Clubs of Nash, Edgecombe County. I've been here in Rocky Mount, the Nash, Edgecombe County area for next month be 3 years. And when you look back over it, it's been one of those fast 3 years, but it's been a fun 3 years.
Okay. So you're from the Mississippi area, so what made the transition out here to the Carolinas?
Well, I grew up in, I actually was born in Chicago.
Okay.
And I know a lot of people hear about Chicago on the news, and a lot of times it's because the wrong thing.
Yeah.
But also, I grew up in Mississippi.
Okay.
And that was one of those reasons why my parents decided to raise us in Mississippi. They were from Mississippi. Chicago was a little tough back then, and still tough to this day. So they wanted to raise us in I guess a safer environment.
Okay.
A lot less, gang affiliation and those type of things. And then we moved from Chicago and ended up moving in housing projects in Tupelo, Mississippi.
So nothing really changed in one project. Okay.
We still at the same brick structure.
Yeah.
Just a lot fewer people.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I saw just growing up in Mississippi was more of a family type environment. Okay. Had a lot of family around, and not only did we have a lot of family around in Mississippi, but also your neighbors were more, a lot friendly. Okay. They're a lot friendlier than they probably were when we were in Chicago. I mean, I was really young when we were in Chicago, so I really didn't know a lot about living there. But my growing up was in Mississippi, and ended up going to college in Alabama. Okay. At Samford University in Birmingham, and went from Mississippi to Alabama, and played 2 sports, baseball and football, and ended up signing a professional baseball contract. Playing the Chicago Cubs organization, and that moved me from Arizona to Florida, and then playing baseball just kind of all around.
Okay, so you've seen a lot of parts of America.
Yeah,
you see the good and the bad, basically.
Yeah, from the east to the west coast, north to south.
Okay, yeah.
And a lot of it's not much difference when you go into some of those areas. Of course, a lot of the I guess you would say urban areas, and you would go in and you would see some things that you probably wouldn't see in more rural areas. But all people are people. Yeah. Regardless of where you go, people are people. And they're good people and bad people in all the different places.
Yeah. So can you tell me how you got started with the Boys and Girls Club?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was actually playing baseball. And I wanted to do something for the kids in the community, baseball related, because there's a program called RBI, which is Reviving Baseball in the Inner Cities. Okay. Those programs weren't being implemented in my hometown, but what they would do would go in and try to reintroduce baseball into the rural areas. I saw fewer and fewer African Americans playing baseball, and I wanted to go into an area where there were many African American youth and reintroduce baseball to them. Because when I went to the Boys and Girls Club, all they did was, they didn't have a club when I was growing up there, but they ended up establishing one, and I would go by and visit the club, and they were playing basketball, of course, pickup football.
Yeah.
And nobody was swinging a bat. And the club was located in the area where I grew up playing baseball.
Wow.
And found my love for the game. And so I decided to reintroduce baseball, and I called a couple of guys that played professionally as well. And I said, hey, we're going to give back to the club, to these kids. So they came in, we did free baseball camps for the kids. And I raised some money to help offset some travel for some guys to come in and everything, so they can actually have professional athletes there.
Wow.
And we came in and we did a free camp for them, and we had a lot of fun.
Okay.
But the day of the camp, halfway through the camp, it started raining.
Okay.
So these kids were going to miss out on, an opportunity, because of the rain. And it was a really cool picture that was in the paper. One of the kids in the dugout, during what we consider a rain delay.
Okay.
Standing outside trying to catch water in his mouth coming from the rain. It reminded me a lot of playing baseball. When we was doing rain delays, we were doing a lot of crazy stuff. So, and then you have those kids out there doing some of the similar things we're doing. Yeah. Okay. And I found myself after that day, I said, well, I'm going to go by and see guys. Started developing a bond with the kid. And I found myself going every single day, going to help with homework or going to do other things and with the club. And finally, after many games of table tennis and shooting pool and running around with the kids, I left and went to play another season of baseball. And I started thinking about a career change. And baseball wasn't exciting me as much as it was. It was a business, of course.
Yeah,
baseball was a business. And I found that, I found more enjoyment working with young people than I did playing baseball. And they kept offering me opportunities with the club, and I said, I'm doing what I was, as a little boy, I was dreaming to do, play baseball, professional baseball. So I decided, after, a long deliberation, to just give up baseball and start working.
We will be back with more of Mr. Green, but now let's hear from our sponsors. For Real Insurance, owner Shemaine Utley. Guaranteed to write your life insurance policy even if you have pre-existing conditions.
So today we're going to be asking some questions about life insurance, and we're talking to Ms. Sharp. Ms. Sharp, what kind of questions do you have for life insurance?
I would like to know that with the life insurance that you offer, can you get life insurance if you already have a pre-existing condition or illness? Like I have diabetes.
Now, as far as the guaranteed is concerned, for people that have illnesses, diabetic, plus high blood pressure, plus maybe been on their life a few times, we have a special application that's called a guaranteed. This consists of not asking for any type of physical, no blood work. The only thing that is required is your signature and how much insurance you want to take out. It's not that expensive, but it's more expensive than the standard or preferred. But you are qualified. Everybody is qualified no matter what their status in health is.
The first payment, the premium, or do I have to wait 2 years if something would happen to me? Even with me letting you know that I already have diabetes, if I were to pass away or anything like that, would the insurance already be in effect, or do I have to wait 2 years before it pays off, or how do that work?
Those are some good questions. A lot of people are concerned about not being in effect in the first 2 years, but with this, you are in effect. As long as we are correct on our applications and we tell them everything that is going on with your health is concerned, then you are covered. The 2-year contestable period is for people that are not honest on the applications, and the insurance may deny claim or what have you. But as long as we tell the truth on our applications, you should be fine. And you are covered at the time of the application period and until your first premium, and then for the first 2 years, yes, you will be qualified.
Okay, and then is this insurance like real expensive? Because I know in order, I'm not trying to leave anyone rich or anything. I just don't want my family to be burdened with trying to bury me.
Right.
So I know that maybe like a normal funeral payment or whatever would be like maybe anywhere from $6,000 to $7,000.
Okay.
So if I wanted a policy for $10,000, would that be affordable?
Yeah. Sounds to me you're looking for final expenses. And with final expenses, they do range in good prices. As for you shouldn't be paying for if you do 10,000, you shouldn't be paying no more than probably $25-$30 a month.
Okay. Okay, but this is something that I would like to look into and probably get.
You can reach Miss Charmaine Utley at 252-458-6097. Now back to the show with Mr. Ron Green.
Deliberation to just give up baseball and start working with Boys and Girls Club.
Man, that's a big change, man. Yeah.
It was a huge change, and the kids thought I was crazy.
Yeah.
They kept saying, "Mr. King, you crazy." They called me Mr. Ron back then. Mr. Ron, you are crazy. How you gonna give up playing professional baseball and come work with Boys and Girls Club? You know, and the thing that fascinated me about that was that they really didn't have the value that they had on their own lives was not as high as it should have been.
Okay. But like low expectations.
Yeah, well, they were seeing themselves as a lower value than me playing baseball.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
And me working with them is, I'm stepping down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
But really, you was upgrading. You went from just playing baseball to helping inspire kids' lives.
To change their lives. And,
Yeah.
and that's the thing that really drove me. Is when they started saying that, I was saying, okay, they hold sports way up here.
Yeah.
And their whole life, here. So I got to, do this. Sports is just a part of life.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the only thing in life. And that's the only thing they could see was playing professional basketball, professional football, and then, professional baseball. Professional athlete was what they thought they had to do in order to get out of their environment.
Wow.
Because the majority of those kids, grew up in low-income neighborhoods. They were in either a housing project or they were in some of those other areas that, just basically low income. And those kids thought that the only way out was to play a professional sport. And I want them to understand that everyone is not going to make it. But you can go professional, you can go pro in something a lot more things other than baseball or football or basketball.
That's like my story is to encourage the brothers and sisters out there who seems that sometimes avenues get cut off. Like you said, most people view professional baseball or football as the only way to escape. I know since you've been in Rocky Mount, I think you team up with a lot of industries out here. Can you just shed some light on what you're doing in the Rocky Mount area?
Yeah, we want to introduce the kids to as many people as possible.
Okay.
Because a lot of times they never see outside of their neighborhoods. They go to school and the teachers teach, and we hope that they are being inspiring to the young people. But in reality, when you got, 30 plus in your classroom, you got some that need more help than others. A lot of times throughout the day, you're not getting that one-on-one or that hand that you need, the hand up that you really need. Yeah. And some of the things we do at Boys and Girls Club is actually giving them, that sense of belonging, a sense of usefulness, a sense of, just being somebody who cares. Okay. That somebody cares about you. Because, there's a lot of people out there that are offering those things like the power, sense of power and influence, those sense of competency. There's a lot of people out there that are offering those same things. and they're doing it in a negative way.
Yeah,
You know, we look at gangs and we see gangs trying to do some of the same things that we're doing.
Family oriented, you know, brotherly love, and this is your family.
Yeah.
So the Boys and Club.
Give them that power, influence. Give them that sense of competency. You know, they teaching the hands. Notice the hand shakes, the signs, and all this. And,
like you want clothes to wear. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they feel competent. You know, they feel like, hey, I know this.
Okay.
Then we can be doing the same thing in school, and we can do the same thing in Boys and Girls Club. Hey, I know this. You know, we got a Boys and Girls Club handshake.
Okay,
you know,
okay.
We got a Boys and Girls Club, you know, shirts and emblems. No, we want them to belong and know that they belong to something that's trying to help them to better their lives, so that when they grow up, you know, they have a better chance at being successful or succeeding in what they dream to become.
Grant, I really appreciate your conversation. I learned some new stuff about you. I didn't know about the baseball, but from day one I met you, you always had that personality like, man, hey, I can help somebody, you know, and I really appreciate, I guess the Rocky Mount, Wilson, Greenville, and Raleigh area has learned a little bit more about you. And I just thank you for encouraging us that, you know, once you be in the city, you don't have to always stay there. You can always change your destiny. And I just asked you one person who kind of influenced you before we end this interview. You name some of the people who was in your life that kind of influenced you?
Yeah, sure. You know, and throughout my life, and I think I grew up kind of like a lot of the young men that are here today. You know, we talk about, you know, being in a fatherless home. You know, my dad was there sometimes he wasn't.
Okay.
You know, and I look back over things, I see there are times when I thought that he didn't care at all, when I saw that he did actually care. But, you know, I think, and the reason why he wasn't as good of a father as he was, you know, I look back over things and started researching kind of family history. He never really knew his father, you know, and I think I may have been, before I actually got a chance to meet my grandfather, I was probably a teenager, you know, before I actually got a chance to meet him. And, you know, my father didn't really know his father. He grew up in his grandparents' home. And come to find out through asking questions, his father didn't know his father.
Wow.
So the cycle just was continuing. And he was trying to break it, but I think the thing was he just really didn't know how. And, you know, I was able to reach out to, you know, others. And, I have another cousin who, you know, I was really inspired by him growing up. You know, him and his wife was together. They had a home. They had a nice house in a nice neighborhood. You know, and I thought that was just something that, you know, I would want to do one day.
Yeah.
That most young people need to do.
Okay.
You need to read more.
Amen.
You know,
Amen.
Not only read some of these magazines about these rappers and you know, a lot of these things about, you know, what's on Facebook and all that. Read some memoirs of some people who had to overcome some struggles in their life. You know, read some of those things. And, you know, one of my favorite books is John Wooden's book, and it's called Wooden. And as a matter of fact, I have it here on my shelf here.
Okay.
And a lot of times I give this book to you know, the young athletes or young professionals who are looking to motivate others. And I'm sure when he wrote the book, you know, he probably was doing it from I know he was doing it from a life coach perspective.
Okay.
Not just a basketball coach, but a life coach. And it's a very, you know, nice read. I was actually reading this book once, and I'm going to let you get this on the camera. I was reading this book once, and I was in the airport, and I saw this guy standing over there, and I was like, I think I know him.
Jerron.
Yeah, that's Senator Barack Obama.
Oh,
so I go up and I
Chicago. Okay.
Well, I was actually in the airport in Memphis, Tennessee. I go up and I speak to him, and you know, I say, you know, he was very inspirational leader, charismatic, and some of those things. And I was like, I'm reading this book. I know it's not your book, but would you mind autographing it for me? And he looked at the book and said, oh, that's a good book, and he signed it for me. So my Wooden book here If I let somebody borrow that, it's on the time.
I can understand that. I can definitely understand that.
You go around the corner, you know, you can bring it on back. But just reading, educating yourself, becoming more knowledgeable about worldly events, because it helps you to become, more than help you become better than the cards that you're dealt sometimes.
Yeah.
The cards that I was dealt growing up were some. If I looked at it, sometimes you want to fold your hand. But when you have people in your life who live by this, keep God first. Okay. Family second. And others third. And then, you can have a really good life. You most time make the right decisions. Having a job. Having that entrepreneurial mindset. And thinking outside the box, being creative. And understanding that you can have the next best thing in this world. I'm sure when Steve Jobs was building a Mac, he didn't think that it was going to fail. I'm sure he thought it was going to be successful. Yeah, and it has. Apple was able to do a lot.
I seen that movie the other day, Jobs. That's a great movie. And what you're saying, he had a dream to be bigger than IBM. Yes. Yeah. For failure was not the answer for him. No, it was. Yeah.
And you think about the number of times people fail. They said the Wright brothers, when they was working on their airplane, trying to be the first to fly. Okay. They would take spare parts with them whenever they go to practice, because they knew that they were going to crash. And what they wanted to do before the end of the day was get up as many times as they could, in the day. And so they knew they were going to fail. But when that one time, when they took off and started soaring, and the rest is history. Yeah. We're one idea away from changing the world. I want people to understand that no matter what economic background you come from, what color you are, how old you are, whatever it may be, you still have the key to revolutionizing the world and changing mankind. It's in us. We just got to get it out. And sometimes it takes others to help us get it out. Amen. Just like you come in and talk to us now, man. And I know we're on the campus in this, but I'm really inspired by your drive and your determination to continue to work forward, man, and press forward and show that not only that you're a man, but at the same time that you have something to share with the world. And when you have those ideas and you have those visions, all you got to do is just put the plan in place and implement it. Okay. And once that happens, man, through you doing this, you never know who you're going to inspire. Amen. You might inspire the next, Spike Lee or something, and or the next Denzel Washington, and really, man, just continue to do what God has placed within them to, in order to be successful.
Amen. Like I said, this is a different spin. We're not talking about no gang violence. We ain't trying to promote no craziness. This is about really helping people. And once again, thank you, Mr. Ron Green, for this great interview. And may this help someone today. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Hi, we're going to talk about Utley's herbals. As we see here, the naked truth, no sugar added, which is nasty. I tried this. Bar drinks have the same amount of effectiveness as the naked with a greater taste.
Using the coconut product by the Utley's, it's really good for my skin. Well, before I started using it, I couldn't put my hair in a ponytail. Nobody believes this story. 3 weeks of using the product, I can finally put my hair in a ponytail.
Wow. Why you couldn't put it in a ponytail before?
It wasn't growing. It was really dry. And I started using the product. And the more I started using the product, the more my hair started growing. So I gave it a retwist, and I put it all back, and it's all in one.
So and you're doing the coconut ginger. And you started 3 weeks ago. And you see clearness of the face.
And the raspberry, too. My stomach has went down.
All right, testimonies for Utley's Herbal. I can tell you that I have tried the coconut ginger, and one problem I did have is after having my micros, I had a lot of edge hair that was missing, and as you can see, I have my edge hair beginning to grow back, beginning to thicken, and I can also tell you that I have IBS, and with the raspberry ginger, I am very regular, so I thank God for the raspberry ginger and the coconut ginger from Utley's Herbal.
Amen. Thank you. I mean, God bless you.
Like the pineapple, raspberry, and since I've been taking all this juice, I've been feeling great.
Okay.
And what?
So tell me about your feet problem.
And my feet don't hurt no more. And the soap is real good.
Good for your skin? You got sensitive skin, or it's real good for your skin?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love it.
So how much weight have you lost?
Not sure about that, but I know I ain't 180 pounds where I used to be.
Amen. How you doing, Miss Rain? I see you took the raspberry and ginger. Can you tell me the benefits that it did for you?
It helped my hands.
Okay.
Made me to move. It helped me I could move my legs and my feet.
Amen. And you have MS? Okay, but it did help you out when you were using it. It really helped you out.
Yeah, it really did.
Amen. Thank you so much, Miss Irene.
You're more than welcome.
The raspberry and ginger, sir.
All right.
Your name, sir?
Ernest Chair.
Okay. And Eric, tell me what the doctor told you about the blood pressure.
I went to the doctor. He told me my blood pressure was doing fine.
Okay. And so you tried many things?
I tried many things, but that's the only thing that seemed to work.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah, I tried it, and I was surprised. Because most of the other stuff I tried didn't do no good.
Okay. Okay.
That stuff that really worked.
Okay, I know you had got that gallon, and you lost some weight. Have you lost weight a little bit?
Oh, yeah, hope me weight problem and all that. And feel better, and did everything for me.
Okay, okay.
It really, really worked. It did something.
Amen. Thank you, Mr. Ernest, for giving a praise report. And like I said, give all honor to God.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
I have done the herbals for, I think, about 6 months, and within that 6 months, I've tried raspberry and the lemon. The lemon is my best favorite.
Your best favorite?
I have lost a total of 26 pounds to the day. My sugar is down, and I'm still trying to keep that under control. So if you want to try one, I personally recommend that you try the lemon flavor first.
They helped me out pretty good. You know, and I was having problems with dealing with constipation. I don't want to put it up there, but yeah, but it helped me out a lot.
It has lowered my blood pressure, my cholesterol. I mean, and it tastes incredible.
Great drinks. You can get 5 of these for only $5. Give us a call at 252-969-0124. Once again, this is Utley Herbals. Great taste, better than the Naked. Herbalife, way cheaper, and get the same results. Give us a call and we'll definitely help you out. 252-969-0124. Thank you.